Coming up on Valley News Live at 10, yesterday's snow leads to hundreds of crashes. We'll tell you the conditions to watch for in the morning. We hear from an ambulance paramedic lucky to be alive after being hit by a truck. Plus, how people in the FM area are using social media to give each other a little help for the holidays. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stacy Van Dyke. Today brought a wintry blast, and the big question is, how long are these sub-zero temperatures staying around? Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joins us right away with a first look. Hutch?
Stacy, thanks so much, and good evening, everyone. What a brutal Monday. Temperatures very cold after a lot of snow fell basically along Highway 2 and north of Highway 10 in Minnesota and I-94. We had anywhere from 4 inches to almost 15 inches for you in the Larimore area. And all that snow, well, it created some mighty cold conditions. You heard me at the top of the show, some of you talking about the circumzenithal arc. We had sundogs today. Here is a halo. Then there's a 46-degree halo in this little upside down circle up there. Just beautiful shots. Thanks to all of you for sharing. Temperatures this morning, 5 to 15 below zero, and wind chills, well, they were even worse. So we won't even go there, but it was just a brutal start to the day, a slap in the face, tooth chipping cold. Right now, temperatures are on their way up after hitting a high of 7 today. We've seen things drop off rapidly in Fargo. We hit 1 below, and now we're starting our climb back up. It's going to be coldest in northwest Minnesota and places with deep snow, and you'll stay clear longest. We'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast on even warmer weather. Now, there could be a few flakes down by the South Dakota border. There they are, but temperatures for Fargo on their way up as we go through the overnight hours. Stacy, I'll have details on what you can expect during this warm-up, and we'll look ahead at our next chance of precipitation here in just a few minutes.
A warm-up sounds perfect. Thanks, Hutch. Winter is here to stay. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor shares some advice now on how to stay safe.
We had 14 crashes that we covered in the southeast part of the state, and we probably had 40 to 45 highway assists where we went actually assisted somebody that had gone into the ditch.
That's the number of incidents the North Dakota Highway Patrol responded to just on Sunday as blizzard-like conditions impacted the area.
It was a little wild. Started early and got off late.
The weather also kept local tow truck companies busy, so much so they couldn't keep count.
I wouldn't even know the total, but we got about 7 guys going nonstop.
Winter is far from over, and this weekend's driving is prompting law enforcement to give reminders.
Road conditions change throughout the winter. Whether you're in town, you're outside of town, so just be prepared for those changing road conditions.
The snow may have passed for now, but icy, slick roads are another thing to look out for.
The biggest things you can do is slow down, wear that seatbelt, and increase your following distances.
There are also everyday tips to remember as you brave the cold weather outside of your vehicle.
Limiting your exposure to outside, those people who have to work outside, unfortunately, but limit your exposure out there, so take breaks, take them often.
If you are out in blizzard-like conditions similar to this weekend, frostbite can happen quickly. And experts say if you're outside for a while, remember to listen to your body.
If you're not feeling right or something doesn't feel right, remove yourself from the elements and get into a warm place.
In Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
North Dakota Highway Patrol also suggests that you not solely rely on your car's technology during the winter. Turn off your cruise control and give yourself enough room to stop without automatic brakes. In Minnesota, a flurry of crashes marked the state's first big snowstorm of the season. From 5 o'clock Saturday night until 11 yesterday morning, State Patrol reported 261 crashes, 26 with injuries, 115 spinouts, and 4 jackknife semis. Yesterday's mild temperatures melted away some of the snow, but with temperatures now dropping well below freezing, could be a slick commute in the morning. We are continuing our coverage for you tonight out of Michigan, where authorities just executed a search warrant at the home of the man who helped Ethan Crumbley's parents before they were arrested. 65-year-old Andre Shakora was interviewed for 90 minutes, saying he didn't know the Crumbleys had been charged, and police say he has been cooperating. Ethan, the 15-year-old accused of shooting and killing 4 people at his high school, and his parents are all now in the jail at the same facility. Another bombshell in the case this evening, the prosecutor now saying school officials at Oxford High School had legal grounds to search Crumbley's backpack and his locker, but they didn't do so on the day of the shooting. Today in Fargo, the former assistant track and cross-country coach for Oak Grove pleaded guilty to possession of child porn and promoting an obscene sexual performance by a minor. No word yet on when 34-year-old Daniel Stoa will be sentenced. Authorities received a tip from Twitter on January 19th regarding 2 photos. Court documents allege Stoa admitted to sharing an image of child sexual abuse as well as engaging in a sexually explicit chat. A Fargo woman has been sentenced to spend the next 3 decades in prison for the brutal murder of a toddler. Despite the wishes of many in the community and several of 15-month-old Mika's family members, 38-year-old Brandy Adelke did not receive a life sentence, as Mika's father told prosecutors that's not what he wanted for his daughter's killer.
I would forgive her, but I would never forget what she's done. He's like, me giving her a life sentence is not going to bring my daughter back.
Adelke will be eligible for 5 years of supervised probation around 2045. New tonight at 10, just weeks before the end of his term, Minneapolis Police Chief Madaria Arredondo has announced he plans to leave his position early at the end of this month. Mayor Jacob Frey thanked Arredondo for his 32 years of service to the department, saying he hopes to announce an interim chief this week and confirm that finding his replacement will include a nationwide search. The Minneapolis Police Department has been the target of local and nationwide scrutiny for years, especially following the deaths of Justine Damond and George Floyd at the hands of 2 different former officers. All travelers coming to the U.S. must now undergo a COVID-19 test within 24 hours of their departure. That applies to everyone, even U.S. citizens, regardless of vaccination status. At least 17 states have reported Omicron-related infections. Many of the confirmed cases have been found in vaccinated people. President Biden has also extended the mask requirement for buses, trains, and domestic planes through March. An ambulance paramedic in Killdeer, North Dakota, had a painful close call after being struck by a pickup. He says it's not the first time he's been hit on the job. Sarah Berlinger has his story.
I felt a lot of pain. It was actually excruciating pain in my arm.
Paramedic Joshua Edwards was injured last Saturday in the blink of an eye.
Didn't actually think about it until I got struck. We see headlights all the time real close. And after it hit me, it took me a couple of seconds to realize that I was hit.
Edwards was struck by a pickup while responding to a vehicle collision north of Manning on Highway 22. The paramedic was helping load a patient into a unit.
Joshua says he stepped out of the ambulance and the vehicle hit the door and hit his shoulder.
He says the driver of the pickup didn't stop. It's the 3rd time he's been hit by a driver at a scene, and he and others don't understand why it keeps happening.
All vehicles had their lights activated.
One of the 2 paramedics or 3 paramedics that was on the scene could have been injured to the point that a critical patient wouldn't have gotten the care they needed. Is a significant concern.
Dunn County Sheriff's Office is trying to locate the driver who took off.
Somebody that drove by that and they got home and found out they had damages on their vehicles, they definitely need to get a hold of our office.
The first responders want the public to not make the same mistake.
Just think about that the next time you come on to the lights.
And Halliday's squad leader says the incident could have been worse.
Anyone with information on the driver of that pickup should call the Dunn County Sheriff's Office. People are getting creative this holiday season using social media to find those who need a little extra help. The hashtag Venmo challenge is circulating on social media. Giving has given people like Savannah Inlow a way to help others get through the holidays. She says after seeing posts in the Pay It Forward Fargo Moorhead West Fargo Facebook group, she felt the need to give back to the community.
Families in need, single mothers, whatever helps, whether it's $1, $5, or $20.
The BBB, though, warns people to be cautious and scope out the people before donating to ensure the money is being used for its intended purpose. Tonight in Bismarck, North Dakota, Governor Doug Burgum and First Lady Catherine Burgum were in attendance tonight for the annual Capitol Christmas tree lighting in Memorial Hall at the state capitol. It's the 40th year of the Christmas tree lighting, and this year's theme is Share Your Story. The theme is inspired by the First Lady's platform of encouraging people to share their experiences of how addiction and recovery have impacted their lives. Still ahead tonight, they're designed to pull at your heartstrings, but we'll tell you why romance scams are unusually cruel.
And a reminder, as the coldest of the cold weather makes its way into the valley, check those carbon monoxide detectors. If you don't have one, get one. It's tasteless, odorless gas that can build up in your house, and when our furnaces are working overtime in this cold weather, keep your family safe. Your forecast does include some warmer air. Details next.